Hey YouTube, Hella Bella here. I'm coming to you with a book review. I just finished reading this book, Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. This is by Carol Dweck. So, overall, I would not sit down and read this book cover to cover. I honestly, in terms of the writing, I would give it a 3 out of 5. Which sounds harsh, but I try to listen to some of her interviews, and she just talks so slow. She's not engaging at all, so it's kind of annoying. A lot of the book is just stories over and over and over, but I wanted to tell you about the concept of the book, because the concept of the book is really good. Basically, it's about the two types of mindset. So you have a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. And so she's basically proposing that people with a fixed mindset think that their abilities or their skills or their traits are fixed. So, like, for example, someone might think, I'm only as smart as I am, I can't get any smarter, or I'm always going to be this weight, this is just the way it is, I'm just fat. People with a growth mindset are more like, no, I can learn a new skill, or no, I can take the steps that I need to overcome this and fix it. So I just sat down and thought about some things in my life and how I have a fixed mindset and some things in 2017. I think it's one of those things where if you have a belief about yourself, then you will have a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, if you keep saying, I'm fat, then you're going to do things that fat people do. You're going to eat things that fat people eat. If you said, I'm working towards becoming healthier and happier, then you're going to start doing those kind of things. So I had a question in this book that I wrote down in my journal because it was such a good question. So I'm just going to read it to you. Is there something in your past that you think measured you? And if so, how can you use it for growth? So a lot of us have things in our life that have happened to us that were, traumatic or, super depressing, or a loss or a change, or maybe it's moving somewhere, maybe it's failing at something, maybe it's a failed business, a failed relationship. But if you let something like that define you for too long, it's really toxic. And trust me, I did this for almost a year and a half, so I would really like to encourage you to kind of think about how can I use this experience for growth if something bad like this happens to me. And then another question that I really liked from this book was she has this one page about what's something that you always wanted to do, but you didn't do it because you were too afraid. And for me, there's a lot of things that I love doing, and I think back to when I was a kid, I always did the things because I wasn't afraid of turning it into a way to make money, or failing at it, or it costing too much money, or me embarrassing myself. I just did those things because I love doing them, and I want to get back to that as an adult. Maybe I can, find that happy medium of exploration again. So some things from the book. Be careful of speaking in absolutes. You should really challenge your own opinions that you have about yourself. And what I mean by that is if you keep telling yourself something over and over again, you're going to believe it. It goes back to the positive psychology thing where, if you wake up in the morning and say, damn, I'm good looking, man, I have a lot to live for, what a beautiful day this is, versus, oh my god, I'm so ugly, who's going to ever love me, the weather is horrible, I'm not going to get anything done today. Do you see how very different perspectives those are? And the same person could think either way, but I mean, you have to choose to kind of live your life with gratitude. And I've been doing this lately, and it seems like I've been in a better mood. I recently started my 1 hour meditations in the morning, and what I mean by that is I'm not sitting still and like staring at the wall and saying for an hour. But for my hour meditation, I put my phone on airplane mode, and I either read or write or just sit there and think for an hour. And so I'm going to try to do that for 30 days in a row and see if I can get to a calmer place in my mind, because I always feel like I'm running around thinking about all the things I need to do and how I'm not good enough and how I don't have enough stuff that, has gotten accomplished today. And it honestly is sort of a horrible way to be, because you don't really focus on what you have, you're only focused on what you don't have. So I'm going to try to change that about myself. And I'm going to stop calling myself fat, because it's a really mean thing to do. Like, I don't think I would sit there and call a friend fat over and over again every day, several times throughout the day. So, also, I'm going to pursue at least one thing that I know I'm not very good at yet, because I think that I want to challenge myself in 2018 to pick up some kind of new hobby that will, you know, excite me and kind of let me use different parts of my brain that I don't really use. And last thing that the book really did for me is it gave me a perspective shift. So what I mean by that is there's few things in life that are really fixed. So, I mean, you don't really have a fixed income. You can change your income. You don't have a fixed body type. You can change your body type. Your love life is not fixed. Your, you know, athletic ability is not fixed. It may be fixed to a point, but at the same time, if you work at stuff, you can really, really grow and learn. So, as for this book, the writing is a little dull. I think that if I were you and you wanted information from something like this, I would just kind of look up the cliff notes of it, because there's a lot of just rambling in here. There's a lot of examples and studies. She just keeps going on and on about here's an example, here's an example, here's an example. She keeps trying to prove something but doesn't really even give you any real strategies. The strategies are towards the end of the chapter. She'll ask you a few questions. But one of the things I want from a book is for it to challenge me and give me something to go and do, or give me a perspective shift that I didn't necessarily have. So, all in all, I think this book is definitely a 3 out of 5. There are some people who say it's a 5 out of 5, but I have a very particular thing that I want from a writer, and if the writer doesn't speak to me, then I don't, you know, I just can't even finish the book hardly. There were parts of this where I was just flipping through, trying to figure out if she was ever going to stop rambling with stories, and surprised she doesn't. So, but yeah, that's my takeaway from this, the fixed and growth mindset. So what I would ask is that you try to figure out what ideas you have a fixed mindset about, because you probably don't have a fixed mindset in all areas of your life. You probably think, oh, I could get better looking and I could, you know, be more successful, but you might think in another area, oh, you know, I don't think I'm ever going to have a successful relationship, or I don't think that I'm ever going to get along with my parents. Like, just think about how you're fixed, and then think about areas where you have a growth mindset. Like for me, my growth mindset would be my business. I always look for ways that I can, you know, improve, and I look for areas that I'm lacking so I can figure out how to get better at them. And whenever I mess up something in business, I think, oh, well, I just learned a lesson. You know, I don't think, oh, I'm such an idiot and a failure. So, but yeah, this is a quick book review of the book Mindset. Hope you enjoyed it. If you guys want to see more book reviews, leave me a comment. And I don't really know if you guys get anything out of these videos. They don't get as many views as my other videos, but I do them really for me, because I think that it's good for me to push myself and to have this kind of format where I'm recording myself, because I'm not necessarily comfortable with it. It actually makes me incredibly uncomfortable, but I think it's I think it's for the best. So the first person to share my YouTube channel, I will send this copy to them, because I really want to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So just share my channel either on Facebook or Instagram or whatever platform that you use, and send me a link in the comments or message me about it, and I will get this copy mailed out to you. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Appreciate it.